go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go on a new adventure.
G'day Van Fam, and welcome back to another episode. Last week, we were in Cradle Mountain, where we got to see platypus in the wild and did some hiking in the most stunning landscape we've ever seen. Sadly, we had to say goodbye to Mark, Clem and Liam from our little adventure, and we've made our way west from Cradle Mountain out to Queenstown. We've come into a caravan park here in Queenstown. We tried to find a nice low-cost camp out by a lake, but unfortunately the internet reception was terrible out there, so yeah, sadly we had to come into the caravan park. It was actually our first time coming into a caravan park for about 4 weeks, the last one being on the Tasman Peninsula when we had that bout of poor rain. So as soon as we got in here, we jumped online and we've ordered Starlink, so hopefully this internet situation isn't going to be a problem again. Alright, come inside and I'll show you what we're getting up to here. We are back at school. Both the kids are doing their lessons. Mel's on the bed doing her work.
Still in my pajamas.
This is how we spend 3 days of our week every week. The kids do school for 3 days, Mel works, and then we try to have 4-day weekends where we get to explore and see things around. We're only going to have the one explore day here in Queenstown, so we'll pick this vlog back up from there while we're out exploring around Queenstown.
I went too quick.
What's happening, Mel?
Today we're going to board the West Coast Wilderness Railway for a 5-hour train journey through the rainforest. It's called the Racken Gorge, so it should be exciting. It's meant to be beautiful. I'm super excited to go on it. It was a last minute decision for us, so kind of glad we were able to get tickets. We got 2 stamps for our passbooks, which are almost full. Tassie has the most stamps out of any state so far. It's really cool. So hey guys, sorry we didn't talk too much on the train. We were just having so much fun and it was really noisy on the train. The train was so beautifully restored and so comfortable. There are 3 stops along the way with things to see and do at each station. Stop 2 was the longest. This is where you can purchase food that was very reasonably priced and so yummy. It was mesmerizing looking out the windows at the thick and impenetrable forest, and awe-inspiring listening to the history of the railway and how they managed to make the impossible railway possible. It all culminates with a view over King River Gorge. So this is not a scary view at all. We just literally stopped on a bridge above the gorge. There we go. And you look down and it's scary AF. Just saying, this is wow. So this train is one of the steepest in the southern hemisphere. Now we'll let you listen to the story of how this impossible train track was made possible.
So folks, if I can grab your attention once more. So perhaps you notice that the loco is starting to make a bit more noise, or there's steam coming flying past your window and the environment's starting to change. This is because we're going to be making the hardest part of our journey today, the mountain climb. Once Kelly got a hold of the mine, he employed some surveyors and told them to find a way through the rainforest. The thick and impassable rainforest was as yet mapped by Western explorers. One by one, surveyors returned with one message. It cannot be done. There is no way you're going to get a railway through there. You're mad. Kelly, being a very determined man, fired every single person that told him he couldn't forge a railway through the wilderness. After a while, the remaining surveyors caught on to this trend, and they learnt if they wanted to keep their jobs, they must come out here and find a way. In the end, the remaining surveyors cut 460 kilometres of bush track in hopes of finding a way through. Eventually, they returned to Kelly and told him we found a way, but you have to go over a very steep mountain. Trains and steep climbs don't mix. In fact, trains cannot go over steep mountains at all, but Kelly refused to give up and he decided to find a way or make it. After a month of research, Kelly received a postcard from Germany. On the back of the postcard, he reads an explanation of an innovative new design, the rack and pinion system. Invented by a Swiss engineer by the name of Dr. Roman Abt, the system works like two clogs in a clock, allowing the loco to tackle steep mountains successfully. Seen atop a standard railway track, a third rail runs up the middle of the tracks, known as the rack. The rack also has large amounts of teeth set into it. Underneath the engine there are two clogs wheels that look like oversized clock clogs. Fitting, seeing as Dr. Abt was one of the clockmaker by training. The clogs were called pinion wheels. Each pinion wheel is powered by a separate set of steam cylinders, and when the rack and the clogs meet each other, they lock together. From there, it's a simple fact of firing up the engine and it winds its way to the top of the hill, just like two clogs in a clock.
Well, we have just finished our rail journey. It was truly fantastic. If you come to Queenstown or Strawn, you can do it from either end. On to the next adventure.
Yeah, old Queenstown's certainly got a bit of a lunar landscape, doesn't it? We've just driven up the 99 Bends. That's the mountain range you would have seen us driving down in the opening scenes of this video. And we're making our way out to a place called Horsetail Falls. It's got a really cool but also somewhat sketchy looking boardwalk. It's about 1 kilometre long, and instead of being carved into the side of the mountain, they've just kind of hung a boardwalk on the side of it. So we're about to walk out there and do a walk, but as you might already know, Mel is petrified of heights, aren't you, dear?
Yes, dear.
So what are you doing?
Having some wine.
Bit of liquid courage to get you going. You ready, or you need a few more shots?
Maybe one more. Just because the boardwalk is see-through. I don't understand why they make the boardwalk see-through. Is it scary enough? Why do you need to see what is way below you?
Do you want one more?
No, I'm good.
Let's go do this walk. Good job. Good job. Good job. Over here. Over here. Over here. Does liquid courage help?
Not enough. It's really high.
It's not much of a lookout. I mean, it's pretty cool with sweeping views over Queenstown. It's a pretty cool lookout, but it's not much of a lookout of the falls, or the falls aren't all that impressive.
But this is Mount Owen. That's pretty cool for Owen.
Alright, so just 900 metres from this walk is a really cool lookout called Iron Blow Lookout, so we're going to go and check that out.
I survived. My heart is in my throat though from that walk.
That was a little bit anticlimactic. This is the big open cut mine. You can see another open cut mine that way. That's Queenstown for you, hey? I'm just gonna walk on back and collect Mel there, who wouldn't come out on the vertigo-inducing walk.
Enjoying the view back here, sweetheart.
Alright guys, that's Queenstown. I think we're gonna end the vlog here. Thanks so much for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Catch you next time.
Training.
Where do you stay when you go home?
Training. How's the view, Mel?
It's great from back here, thank you.
All aboard! If we can still hear.
Let me go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere